Hello friends, so welcome to PLC programming using CoDeSys, and here in this video I'm going to talk to you about a structured text programming language and some visualization part of the CoDeSys. So a structured text is abbreviated as ST or STX also, and it is a kind of block structure where we write it in a plain text, combining all inside one group. So let me show how we can do that in the CoDeSys. So we can go to first create a program, add object and create a PAU and select the program and give a name, and we will change the implementation language to ST and add it. So program will get added. So the main thing about structured test is that we write everything in the statement. So there are few basic statement which we need to know. So first, which I'm going to talk to you about, is the conditional statement. So where based on the condition, those statements or those logic will get executed. So let me show you how exactly it goes on. So let's first define some variables. So we start creating the variables by giving the variable name and variable type, data type. uh, so let me create some of the variables. So I will be in this one, first one I will be talking about if then else, as I have written. So if then else is a condition where it checks for the first condition. If it happens, then it execute the logic which is put into that particular part of, of the statement, and if it doesn't else, then it will execute the uh, another condition, else condition part. Okay, so let me put, okay, let me change the variable names because we want to say that's out. So how the output will behave. So this is a very plain textual representation where how we think we start writing, when we don't have to think about and or context. So we just write in a plain text. So if di1, when I'm writing di1, means it is asking that if di1 is true, then what should be the output. So out should be equal to out plus uh, with addition of some value if di1 is true. Okay, so this is the if statement, first one. Else, if it is not true, what should happen? No. Okay, so else, so if it is not true, what should happen is the another statement which we need to write. We can even if we don't have any else statement to do, we can even don't put any logic there in the else, and we can keep it blank, or even we cannot give the else, so it will also, in that case also, it will work. So this is the first part. Another thing in the if else statement is also comes if, else if, and then else. So if we have, for example, multiple scenarios where we think that it should work in different way, when this combination of uh, logic should work and in different way. So for example, we have two boolean bits, okay, di1 and di2. So if di1 is true and di2 is false, then what should be the condition of my output? So that is one condition. My another condition is if my di1 is false and di2 is true, what should be the output which we need to uh, generate. Okay, now else if is written as not as we write it in another programming languages. It is here marked as else if else. Okay. Now, when this condition meets, what should be the output? And then, of course, else if all this doesn't met, then what should be the output? So this is another uh, way to represent, or another way to write if with else if inclusion uh, in the conditions. Okay. Let me save and download the program. So once it get compiled, let's see, we should not have any error. Then it will start generating the code. Okay, so it will with zero error. Let's Okay, let me also show you some visualization, how we can map the variables and use it in the visualization. So it will give us a fair idea. So one part of the logic development is develop the logic and then also to show it on the graphics. Correct. So basic component are there in the visualization, like analog measurement, then booleans, so that we can utilize. So I'm just taking a analog measurement bar, and there I will assign those values scale. We can do it by scaling. What should be the maximum, what should be the minimum? Okay, so here we can keep we can change based on our need what value we need to put. uh, then we need to assign a variable. So variable we can assign on the value, so which is on the top. So these are the different properties which we can utilize in the visualization part, that I will do it another full visualization video when I will be coming up with. So the value, to show the value, we can assign it in the value part. So we can even type, so, and which particular variable we need to assign it here. Okay, so that is the way we can assign the variable in the visualization. So I will take another visualization for another variable. So let's map this also. So code the program name and dot. After that, if you put dot, it will give me the all the variables which are there in that particular program. Then we have two conditions, correct? Di1 and Di2. So let's map those two with boolean switch. So same way we can do. So write the program name and then the variable name with a dot. So program name dot variable name. Okay. So in order to get it executed, we need to call that in the main program. So st underscore code and small bracket with semicolon at the end. So it should not be present in the gray state. So it should, when we compile and when we download, it should go in the black. So the colors of the program should change. So let's download it. So okay, so code got downloaded. It is in the stop mode. Let's change it to run, and then we can see the visualization. So when we enable DI1, the values start increasing as we have it in the code. So as we have not given, and when both the switches are off, the value will go to 0. Now DI2, when we test, so both are not true. So this way we can see. So the first condition is DI1 is on, then the out will start increasing. Let me show you in the program itself. So you can see the value was increasing. So these are the two conditions, correct? So let me put one more condition here. When both are true, what should be the value? So it should hold the value when both are true. So it will be easy in the visualization part. So right now the condition is one DI1 is off and DI2 is on. So the value will start decreasing. So as it is, the bar is set at 0 to 100 only, so it is not showing. But if we go to the program, we can see that values is decreasing based on the condition what we have given. So once it will come down from below the 100, because then we will see it on the visualization also. So that is why that scale and was one of the criteria how we want to show it on the visualization. So now when both are on, then it will hold the value, and when one is on and DI2 is on and DI1 is off, then it is start decreasing. So this way we can show the different visualization also. Okay, so let me show you a different case, different conditional statement, which is used in a little different way. So if else works mostly on the boolean bit, but here it actually check the value of the variable and compare it with all the cases. So how we define it is we need to provide the case, the command, then the variable name, and then off. So which all the cases we have to check. Now we have to define all the different cases at which this particular variable value will get checked and what exactly the execution has to happen. So with comma separated we can define multiple cases. So for example, in one is a variable, if its value is 1 or 5, it will execute this particular condition. So we can define multiple cases using comma also. If we have something like on these particular values, we have to have this particular condition executed. If we have to define different case, then yeah, we can define it in different line, and we can define it with help of comma separated also, the multiple values. So this is so I'm defining different cases to showcase how exactly it works. So let me define all the different use case. So this is the third one. So now as we have defined all the different cases, so let me save and download the program to see the execution, how exactly it works. It was in some program loaded exception, so we need to download. So once it get downloaded, so if we change the value of the particular variable, so for example 5, so it will execute the first case because it is seeing that as 5, and then it will start appending the value, because that is what the increment we have given, the condition on that particular what execution has to happen. If we change it to 10 or the -10, third use case, control F7, yeah, in that case it will go for the third case execution. So this is the way we change the particular value get changed, and then based on that this particular check for the different cases and what command it had to execute, or what execution cycle it has to get done. So basically the difference between case and if else is, if else works mostly on the Boolean parameter, but the case statement works with value, with the real data, actually the real or the analog data also we can create those cases. Okay, and one of the benefit of case is that when you go for not for the small execution cycle or small different conditions, both are almost equal, but when we are having multiple set of conditions, in that case the case statement works much faster than the if else. We can also provide the else statement in that. So if nothing is getting executed, what should be the, or nothing is getting verified, then what should be the execution should happen. So this is the help file provided by the CoDeSys also, so it will be in the description where you can refer this. So let me walk you through another statement which is for. So this particular for is used for doing a repetition of the task. So we define a certain number of repetition what it has to do, and then using this we can have a repetition control structure. Okay, so how exactly we define? So for the for loop we have let me show you how we can write the program in the statement. So for it will have initialization, then it will have condition basically, and then increment. So for example I have given for I equal to 1 to 10, so it will run from 1 to 10 by the increment value of 1. Okay, and then whatever the execution we have defined in that particular for condition, that will get executed for that much number of time. Okay, so let me change. I have given multiplication and it is initialized 0, so it will always be the 0. So let me change it to addition. Okay, so let me download it. So once we download, if you see it is getting executed. So every time this particular condition is met, means whenever this execution happen for this particular for loop, for that particular time it will do the repetition. So right now it is continuously increasing the j value, because in every scan cycle this is getting executed for 10 times. So let me put j equal to 0, so it will initialize and then go to 0 and then increment. So let me download it, and let me go into the debug mode. So here I will show you how exactly it works. So if you see here, it is incrementing for the particular defined increment value. So it will increment till 10, and then after 10 it will go out of the for loop, and then it will set it to the 0. So this is how exactly this for loops work. So So whenever we have to use for any repetition work or iteratively or for a particular number of time, we can utilize for loop for that particular purpose. So let me walk you through another statement which is while loop. So it is also a loop, but it works a little differently from the for loop. So it works till the condition is true. So when we are writing this particular loop, we have to actually define a condition for which this loop has to keep running. So we have to be cautious when we are defining this, because it can go into an infinite loop also if that particular condition doesn't get into false condition. So let me show how we can write. So the basic instruction is we have to say while, then we have to give the condition on which on which the scan will enter into this particular loop. So I'm defining the condition, and then we have to say do. So do, what it has to do is do the command which is given, or the execution which has to get executed. So I'm giving like till out is less than 1000, so keep incrementing the out with 1. Okay, so I have downloaded, let me download this particular program. So once I have downloaded, let me put this into breakpoint so that I can show you how exactly this works. Now go to run mode. So if you see right now the out for is less than 1000, so it went inside the loop, and it will keep executing this particular statement until the out for is greater than 1000. Okay, so we can keep incrementing. So let me remove the breakpoint, and give run. So if you see once it out for reaches more than 1000, then it will not go inside this particular loop. So condition is satisfied, the loop is completed, and it has executed for what it has been asked to. So this is how exactly the while loop work. Okay, so let me take you to another loop statement which is repeat. So what exactly do it work? Some while how does while loop work? But it has a abort condition, that in which this can aborted, and this works in every scan. So every scan this repeat will anyhow work. Okay, so let me show you how exactly we write this command. So we need to put repeat, then so the basic structure of this is repeat until. So if you see in the help file. So it is telling exactly how it has to be done. Okay, so repeat until and repeat. So this is the whole structure. So it will repeat the execution which is written after it until the abort is not condition is not reached. So it will abort for that, but in the next scan again it will repeat, it will execute the assignment which is given inside the repeat part. So let me write the structure first. So repeat until, and then we have to give and repeat. Yeah, and repeat. So now let me give what it should execute, uh, what output we should get inside the repeat part. So out4 equal to out4 plus 4. It should repeat it until my out4 is greater than 2000. So this is the abort condition. So let me okay, so let me build it. So that semicolon is not a mandatory thing after end repeat, but okay. So the semicolon is not needed at in the until condition itself also. So let me build again. Yeah. So this is how the whole statement is written. Now let me download it. So in let me show you in the debug mode. So it is, if you see, it will be checking the until condition in every scan also. So till it is not reached, it will be going into the repeat mode. It is not getting out of this. So it will repeat in the same execution till that abort condition is not reached. But after that also, in every scan, it will keep on uh, executing that particular part. Even the abort until condition is reached, but it will execute in every other scan. So there we yes. So it will come into the repeat part. It will go into until it see that it is abort condition is met. So it will end the repeat in this particular scan. But in the next scan again, it will go to the repeat part. So this is how exactly this particular statement works. So you are able to visualize this how exactly it is doing. Okay, so it will keep incrementing this particular uh, value in every scan. So this we can check when we have to use this particular statement. Okay, so let me remove and run it in continuous form. So this is all about the repeat functionality. So now let me walk you through how we can use. There are other features like jump, return, continue. So these are the different statement which we can utilize to. So these are almost similar how we have done it in ladder or ABD. So how we comment out any line. This is the way we put. So if you see, I have given for every comment backslash. Okay, to comment out multiple line, we have to put small bracket with star mark at the first line, and a star mark and the small bracket at the end line with till what we have to comment out to. That is the way we can comment out the multiple lines. Okay, so let me walk you through a few other statement. So first is the return. So what exactly return do? Wherever we have given a return statement, and then from that particular line, it will return to the out of the program, or it will return to the first line of the code again. So it will not execute after uh, all the statement which is written after the return. Okay, so let me do it. So let me put, so if you see, I have put a return before the repeat, so it is not going to execute the repeat statement. So let me also put here jump statement, which is like jump to a level. Okay, so I'll provide one level here. So R level means I'm just giving it for the repeat part, and I will put that level after return. So this is how we put the label. Okay, let me download the program. So let me put it in debug mode. So enable the breakpoint. So right now jump is given before while, so it will jump. It will not execute exactly the while loop. Thanks for watching. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.